What's going on, boys and girls? It's me, Ben DPB, with a brand new episode of my Ben Meets series. Now, today, I've got a pretty damn big guest. I've got the Scottish sensation, Keepers. How are you, my friend? Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm great. How are you?
I'm very, very good, man. How you been?
Yeah, been pretty good. Thanks for having me on.
Well, I'm going to start, my friend. I've got a couple of questions for you, just a couple of icebreaker questions. Okay, so the first one's going to be, it's you're on death row, unfortunately. What would your last meal be?
Oof, you could go for the cheat answer and just say an all-you-can-eat buffet, so you never get to die. You just keep eating and eating, and you just never die. I would say up near the top is probably chili. I love a bit of chili.
You like a bit of chili?
Yeah.
What, chili con carne or chili with nachos?
Yeah.
Or
Chili con carne, definitely.
But the question, my friend, do you have it with rice or do you have it with chips?
Rice.
Oh, see, I'm not a fan of rice. I'm not a fan of rice.
Come
I'm
on.
not. When we have it, I have chili con carne and chips. Goes down well with me.
Oh, no, rice. Rice is the way to go.
It doesn't go down well with the toilet, but it goes down well with me. So another question for you. Club versus country. Club. Didn't even think about it.
Nope.
Didn't even think about it. I like it.
No.
What's your views on the Scottish football team right now?
It's getting there, but there's still a lot of work to be done. I mean, I say a lot of work to be done. New footballers need to be born, and they need to get into the squad.
So another one for you. Console or PC?
I see. I'm kind of obviously I play Football Manager, and that's you can't get that on console. So, but I think overall, but then I think about how many hours I've put into Football Manager. I think console. Yeah.
Controversial. A Football Manager YouTuber picking a console.
Yeah, you wouldn't. People wouldn't realize how much I actually play my console as well. But as you see my setup, I've got two screens, so I can play Football Manager and play Xbox at the same time.
And obviously, my friend, I know you've been on YouTube now for a little while. Obviously, I'll say a little while. What was it? A year, 18 months you've been on it?
Yeah, I think when was I started? I think the exact date was 14th of January. I think.
No, I've run it because I remember when you first joined, because back then there was a group chat. I don't know if you remember. There was
the infamous old group chat. That was great. I loved that.
There was a group chat. I think I was in there. There was me.
Yeah, you were.
There was Fat Man Dupe, among others. There was also who else was in there? There was Dave Has a Party was in there. I think Bood was in there as well. There was loads in there. And you've come on leaps and bounds in the last 12 months. I mean, how the hell do you think that happened? I mean, 4,000 subscribers in over a year is absolutely out of this world.
I don't know. I'm still coming to terms with it. But you see, it's not that I don't look at numbers. It just see at the start. As I would say throughout the whole FM 2016, the numbers really bothered me. Not bothered me, not in a bad way, but they bothered me as in I always kept up to date. I always was looking at it, and I was getting. Say I would feel happy if I got an influx, or I'd get a bit down if it wasn't changing. But now I'm just kind of whatever happens. If it goes up, that's fine. If it stagnates a little bit, then fair enough. But if you enjoy it, just keep doing it.
Was there a number in particular that you hit and you really thought, fucking hell, I'm absolutely over the moon? Was it like the first 100, 250, 1,000, 2,000? Was the first number that you hit and you thought, fucking hell?
You know, it was actually the first 100, because I remember I did it in 10 days. I remember I set a target of 10 a day for the first 10 days.
Yeah.
And I did that, and I was like, how on earth have I done that? And that's one that's always stuck in my head. I just thought, like, how have I managed to convince 10 people for 10 days to subscribe? I just found it crazy, because I've had people don't tend to know. I've had a crack at YouTube for the past 4 years. I've had multiple channels before. Fun fact as well, I actually did a FM playthrough in Football Manager 2013. So you could say that I'm one of the OGs.
Is that still on YouTube? I know it's on this current channel. It's on a YouTube channel anywhere?
It's on a YouTube channel, but it's not accessible to anyone but me.
You've hidden it away.
It will come back, and it does sound like a toddler playing Football Manager.
I'm looking forward to hearing that.
Funnily enough, it was actually with Luton.
Was it?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. It didn't last very long, obviously. It was like 10 episodes or something, but it was with Luton, I remember that.
Much like our season, didn't last very long, but that's a different
I know.
conversation. So obviously now you're on 4,000 subscribers. Do you have yourself a target? So a lot of these guys, once they get to that first, 1,000, 2,000, tend to stop setting themselves targets per se. Like you just said, they tend to go with the flow, and whatever would be. I mean, do you have a target for your channel, or?
It's not really a target. I think I have a standard that I try and follow.
Oh, I like it.
In terms of, obviously, you've spoken to Loki before. He's mad about statistics and numbers.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like that, but very, very simple. So I'll try and improve every month on like subscribers gained, audience retention, average watch time. If I keep it round about the same level or better, then I'm fine. If it drops, then I need to sort something out. So that's kind of what I follow by. As long as I'm either staying the same or improving, then that's my target every month.
I mean, your content is quite frankly superb. It generally is one of the best contents out there in regards to your intros, your trailers, your thumbnails, etc. Was this something that came natural to you for the break? Have you worked on this for a number of years?
Well, in terms of thumbnails, I am one of the least creative, artistic people possible. So with thumbnails, not all of them are mine. Like, say, my Celtic save this year, that thumbnail was by Dave. Dave as a party. He made that for me. Yeah. My Luperone one, I made that one. Most of them I make, but if I feel like I just can't get it kind of clicking and it doesn't look good, I'll always go to Dave in particular, because you've spoken to Dave before. You know what Dave's like. I feel unbelievable how much he helps people.
Yeah.
I don't think he gets enough credit as he does, but he has time for everybody. So he's always my go-to guy, and he's always more than happy to help.
In regards to Dave as a party, etc., is anybody else in the FM community or even the YouTube community who you talk to on a regular basis to help you with your channel, or is Dave tends to be the go-to guy for you?
Well, I don't really speak to anyone regarding my channel, but obviously I have all the FM Scout lads. We have our own group chat where we just kind of talk nonsense day by day, but no one in particular. I feel bad in that respect. I'm kind of an introvert that way, where I won't actively go and speak to people on my own. So I feel that's something I really need to change. Like, I really need to start making a lot more closer friends in the community, because right now I just feel this is me, this is my channel, I kind of get on with it. And I do have friends in the community, but I don't involve them so much in the channel as much as I should, in terms of like collabs and things, which I really want to sort out.
I mean, we've spoken before on previous episodes about the FM community, or rather lack of FM community, and we've had a little bit more, I don't say drama, but we've had some trolls. I don't know if you've seen in the last sort of 24, 48 hours. We've got this absolute tool, FM Cheats, coming out. We've had it before with this Mikey lad with the glasses. We've now got it with FM Cheats. I mean, have you ever been a victim of a troll going after you or your channel or anything at all? Is that something that's never really come your way?
No, I don't think it's come my way, because I don't say much.
The introvert works in you, yeah.
I made that at certain time, because like I've heard you say before, you used to be one of those people who just kind of dives in head first into controversy and into drama. I used to be like that, but it's when I started this channel, and it especially was, you remember back when it was like this time last year, there was drama rife about the community.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like, usually I'd jump in here because I always kind of wanted to. I like chiming in, and I thought, you know what, nope, not going to do it. I don't want to make any enemies or make things worse for myself. So every time there's drama, I stay out of it. I don't say a word, not publicly anyway.
Privately maybe, but not publicly.
Yeah. But as an introvert, privately just means you just say it to yourself.
or to the missus, have a bit of a rant to the missus.
Yeah, exactly.
And we spoke obviously about your graphics. I mean, one of the things I love about your Celtic series, for example, is your little intro package that you do talking about a previous player for the club.
Yeah.
I mean, how the hell did you go about making that? Because I've tried to do things in the past, and apart from being able to buy a template, which I've recently started doing, is that something you made yourself, or did you buy it yourself or get online? I know a lot of people do that, buy templates. I think Wolfie was one, one, and among others. Is that something you made, or?
No, it's a very basic template that you kind of build off of. I know Bood spoke about it before, Wolfie's spoken about it before. It's the same principle.
I mean, it's great. I mean, I love it. I love the Celtic. I've just watched you one other day with the, I think it's a German defender. I forgot his name already.
Oh, Andres Hinkel.
That's the one, Andres Hinkel. Yeah, that's good, isn't it? Made a good impression on me. Yeah. I watched it this morning, Andres Hinkel, and I thought that was a really great one. I've seen previous episodes before, but it's something unique that you don't see anybody else doing, and it's a really good idea. I really like it.
I'm really glad I thought of it. As I said, I'm not creative at all. Like, sometimes I feel really difficult to come up with ideas, and that idea popped into my head for a split second, and I thought, right, I need to think of that again, because if I don't, then I'll forget about it, and I won't be able to do it. So I had to like quickly write it down so I didn't forget it. So gladly I'm doing that, and it does add a little bit more. I think that's what I feel like my series needs from time to time. Like, it needs something a bit unique, because if you take that out, then I feel my content is very like everyone else's.
Yeah.
Which is something that's what I mean. I struggle creatively. So that's I think that's one of my downfalls. I struggle creatively, and things turn out the same a lot of the time. So having something like that is unique does help a little bit in terms of episodes and making it, because you do feel like this is something no one else is doing. So I'm happy to do this.
When it comes to FM18, do you think that might be something you carry on over, or is this purely because you're a Celtic fan, so you know more about the Celtic players, etc.?
I think it's just going to be for the Celtic sake, because obviously I'm a Celtic fan, and it feels good, not educating, but it feels good telling a story about a former player who they might not speak about. I've had people comment saying, I'm a Celtic fan, but I've never known things about certain players before, which you've told me.
Really?
So it's good. It's even more rewarding when you hear people say that, because you're like, oh, I'm actually doing something here. Like, I'm actually changing someone's mind or adding something that people might think about if that player ever comes up in like a pub quiz or something.
One of the more popular series, should we say, on your YouTube channel is your FIFA series. You know, you did a little bit of FIFA and FIFA 16, and for example, your increased player growth, 115,000 subscribers. How to find the best regions, 117,000 subscribers. 117, 27,000 views. You then got your FIFA 17 career mode, 24,000 views. I mean, the FIFA community, as we know, is a million times larger than the FM community.
Oh, believe me, I know.
Is that a game you enjoy playing, FIFA, especially this year more than others? Or, 'cause I know some people either love it or they hate it this year. Which sort of camp do you sit in?
I am in the camp of I really like it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you play a lot of FIFA?
Yeah, I think I do.
And what do you play?
A bit too much. Mainly Ultimate Team, yeah. Sometimes if I get my pals on, then we'll play Pro Clubs, which is... I don't know why that game mode gets neglected a bit, because I think it's one of the funnest game modes you could ever play. If you get the right set of people, you could play it for hours and have endless laughs. It's so good. I love it.
And not a bunch of goal hangers, which I've tend to have in the past. There's nothing worse than playing pro clubs. Everybody wants to be a striker and everybody wants to be a defender.
Oh yeah.
And everybody's trying to score, ball hogging, and then you're just sitting back like Billy No Mates with 7 players running at you.
I know.
So obviously on your channel, you do a couple of videos talking about Celtic, of course, because you are a Celtic fan. Again, they get a hell of a lot of views.
Yeah.
Do you tend to find that brings a lot of traffic your way in regards to subscribers? Could that be another reason why your channel has grown, or do you think it purely because of Football Manager?
Well, I've only recently started getting into the Celtic videos. Obviously, I did some at the start of the year. They went quite as good as the last two that I've done. I've changed the style a little bit. And before it was just like me talking, and it was just kind of like a revolving logo as the background. And it was just a bit... I felt it didn't get as many views because people found it a bit boring to just listen to. So I've changed up the style now. If you have watched the past two, I don't suppose you have, because obviously you don't support Celtic. I don't see why you would have. But so I've changed the style, so it's just pictures relating to what I'm saying, and it's kind of scrolling across the screen, it's panning in and out, and it just gives something for people to look at while they watch. And the past two have gone down fantastically. The first one, I think it's got like just over 10k as of today, I think, and the second one, I think it's either 3 or 4k. And I think the reason why I get so many views is not many people do videos about Celtic. Like, I suppose, say if you did videos on Luton, I don't suppose there's many people that are doing videos on Luton.
If any at all. And I mean that there's like no one at all doing Luton Town content, FM or real life wise. Well, you've got a quite frankly superb save. I'm not going to lie to you, save that I really do enjoy. Your Lupa Roma save. I mean, that is a superb save. It really is. I mean, the idea behind itself, taking an Italian team from the absolute doldrums of Italian football all the way up to the top. You know, challenging for what, 4th or 5th you're aiming for at the moment this season? I believe you are.
top 5. I said top 5 of the series is over pretty much. It was a harsh decision to make, but it's gotten to the point where I felt it started to become like season 8, which is the season just before I'm on right now. I found I was like, if I do this again, get to where I am, if I just stagnate at this level, I'm gonna get bored of it.
Yeah.
So I made a decision of, if I don't get top 5, that's it. That's it done. And now I don't know if you've watched this series, but I'm doing really well. And
I watched your latest episode about an hour ago. I sat down and watched it, so you're not doing too shabby, I must say. So,
and because of that, I'm actually really excited about the save again. So I want to keep it going now. But when I felt like it was just you're just a mid-table Italian team, I just thought, I really don't want to get bored of this. So I made the decision of I'm going to make myself get top 5, so I can enjoy the series again.
So you've been on YouTube now for just over a year. Prior to YouTube and going on now, do you watch a lot of FM at all, or do you get much time to it? Because I know you release pretty much a video a day. Do you get much time to watch YouTube?
Well, I feel before, I'd say about not even 6 months ago, maybe just the turn of this year, I started doing a schedule where I'd have certain days where I record and edit, and other days where I've just got my free time. So since I've implemented that, I feel I've got a lot more time to watch videos and kind of do my own thing. So, but in terms of watching Football Manager, a lot of people you've had on have said this before, I don't watch any religiously.
Yeah.
I just dip in and out of, if say like one of your videos come up, I will, and it just so happens that when I'm going on my sub box, yours is right there, I'll click on it and I'll watch it. Or if it's Dave's, I'll click on it and I'll watch it. But I might have already missed like 2 seasons, but I don't feel that matters to me because I just like dropping in.
I mean, I used to have several guys I watch religiously. I'm now down to about 2 or 3 that I watch. Yeah. I mean, there'd be Loki Doki, Bood FM, and I'll probably say the Northman. Yeah. They're probably the 3 guys when he was on. I know he's taking a bit of a break. They're probably the 3 guys I can honestly, hand on heart, say that I've watched religiously from start to finish. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I did watch Lelujo in the very start of his save, when he was in Sterling and all that sort of stuff. I watched him quite often, but with the things like with FM, once you miss a couple of episodes, you sort of come back and what the fuck has happened? Because I know. When you watch him there in September 3 episodes later, you're looking at fucking June and you missed most of the season. So
I know.
It is quite difficult. Do you miss not being able to watch as much YouTube, or was it something you never did prior to creating content yourself? Because some guys never really watched much in the first place, while other guys like me were a bit of a YouTube geek and watched nothing but FM.
Yeah, I'm a YouTube geek. Not so much Football Manager, but I watch a lot of other stuff. But in terms of Football Manager, the only 2 people that I watched religiously, and it was only for 1 save each content creator, it was Work the Space's Liverpool save, Football Manager 2016. I watched that all the way through, and then Second Yellow Card's AFC Wimbledon save. Those are the only 2 content creators I would watch religiously for a full save. I think it was Second Yellow Card that convinced me to give it another crack.
Really?
So yeah, I've never spoken to him before.
Really? Never. I've spoken to him on here, obviously, doing my Ben Meek series, and he is legitimately, and I hate saying it, he's one of the nicest guys out there.
He seems like it.
Because I've always been a massive, massive, massive fan of Second Yellow Card. And yours here, don't meet, not idols are really strong, but don't meet the guys who you're a fan of, because 9 out of 10 times they tend to be a dick. So when I started talking to him for a good hour and a half or so, he was the nicest guy you could imagine. He really was. Yeah. I haven't come across anyone yet who's been a bit of a dick, which is a bit of a shame. I'm hoping to come across someone I can go, you know what, that guy was an absolute prick.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, everyone's been pretty nice. Which is why when we hear about the FM community and all the drama that gets involved, I'm yet to really experience that now.
People over-dramatise it, ironically. People over-dramatise the fact that there is drama. I mean, you feel it's almost as if drama is now a bad word to say. Yeah. Like people, it's like someone saying Voldemort, people just shit themselves and like, oh, don't say it. Like, it's just a word. It's not always a bad thing.
I think the fact that people, and I mean people so freaking open to coming on and doing this with me, proves there is no FM drama in the community. You get the occasional dickhead like you get in any community or any workplace or any family in some cases, do you know what I mean? But I think the notion of FM drama is pure rubbish. It really is. You know, I've got numerous guys, 4 or 5 guys that I'm sadly hanging on to get the interview, because obviously I work full time, I've got a family, as we all know, so it's sometimes hard to try and find time to sit down and record a video, unfortunately, or to do an interview, because it's just trying to find that time. But you guys, including yourself, have been so great about A, coming on the show, and B, being understanding where obviously work comes in or phone life comes in. So it's great. So my views on the FM community have changed tenfold since I first started this series. It really has.
Yeah.
So when I first started, I never in a million years envisioned getting someone like yourself on the show. You know, I thought I might have to get a couple of up and coming guys with about 4 subscribers who wouldn't know who I was, so they wouldn't be too bothered.
Yeah.
But it's been the complete opposite. You know, you guys have been amazing, so thank you. It's always great to see guys like yourself and Bood and Wolfie and Loki Doki, Second General Card, willing to help smaller guys and other guys. Great. And the great thing is, the fans love it as well.
Yeah.
The fans love hearing how people like yourself, how the creative process works, you know, how you come across the ideas for your intros for the plays, etc.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. It really is fascinating. I was a big fan of the Talking Ball series, for example, and FM Scout. That's a really good series. I was a big fan of Dave Azzopardi's season review series that he did in FM16. You've got Hashtag Narrative by One True Nerd and Lelucho.
Yep.
There's so much out there. There really, really is. I mean, would you ever look into potentially doing some sort of Celtic podcast or Celtic talk show or anything at all?
I feel I wouldn't. I'll no. Mainly because it's just it's another thing to keep up with.
Yeah.
Like I've got 2 series going on just now, and I have a day where I do both of them on a one day, and if I have one more on top of that, I don't. It'll just kind of muck things up a little bit. So I feel no, not just now, but I do have an idea for something similar to what you're doing just now, but it's like a different angle. Like it's not. I wouldn't say anything, but it's not going to be anytime soon.
So obviously, with your Celtic and your Loop of Roma side, where did the ideas come from? Because obviously Celtic, to me, when I thought Celtic, how do you do Celtic? You're going to storm the league every year. Do you know what I mean? Where did the idea come from doing a Celtic and your Loop of Roma save?
You know, in all honesty, the Loop of Roma one, it was literally, it must have been like the week before the beta dropped, and I was just thinking, oh shit, I've not got a single clue what I'm going to do. So I was sitting there and, oh no, sorry, the beta had already been released. I was doing my Borussia Dortmund beta save at the minute, and I was thinking, the full length game comes out in like a couple of days, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I started up a new save on FM, loaded up every league in the world, just so I could have a look at every team in every league. So I was sitting there just going through, clicking that button that says pick a team for me, and I'd look at it and think, maybe. And I found one that was Lupa Roma, and I was like, I think they're actually in Rome. So I looked at it, and I was Rome, and I was like, that'll be quite good. Because Rome's a massive place. Like Rome's a place where they've got 2 massive teams there. You've got Roma and you've got Lazio. So I thought, why not bring a third team into the mix? Why not try and topple those 2? And become the best team in Rome. I thought, I'll do that. That's a good idea. I could make that work. So that's why I went with it.
Are you hoping to have this run right to the end of FM17? Do you think you could go that far, or?
Well, it's more if I'm bad enough, then it will run until FM18. If I get my shit sorted out, then as soon as we win the league, that's it, done. Because then at that date, I will be the best team not only in Rome but in the full of Italy. So as soon as I win the league, that's me.
Do you have plans for another save if that happens?
Nah, I don't. No. I think once the Lipero one finishes, the Celtic one will keep ticking on.
Yeah. So
I'll just keep doing that. And in terms of the Celtic save, I will say I've done the exact same Celtic save last year in FM16. I just thought, because obviously in the Celtic videos, I feel a lot more of my passion comes across because I know the team. They're my team, so especially in European games when I do well, you properly celebrate, like you proper go for it. So I feel that series is better in terms of the passion, but I think the Lupa Roma save is better in terms of the story that's developed.
I mean, I agree. Managing my Luton Town save, because I'm a Luton Town fan, when I'm watching and playing, I know that I'm a lot more passionate than would be.
Yeah.
On Princess because I'm a Luton Town fan, and that's why I chose Luton Town this year. Because I thought if I'm going to do FM17, because I sort of backed off at FM16 towards it, if I want to do FM17, I need to show passion. I need to show that I actually want to play the game or not. Because at FM6 I was a bit of a rut. I was doing one season here, one season there, start a new team, And that's not going to help your channel grow in any way, shape, or form. You know, people want to see stability. They want to see a storyline and stick with it. And that's why I chose a team I support, Luton Town. And my advice be for anyone is, like you said, stick to what you know, especially at the start.
Yeah,
stick
definitely.
to what you know. Don't try and be too ambitious, because just like I said, stick to what you know. It's something that I would definitely. I mean, come to FM18, I haven't got a Scooby Doo what I'm doing yet.
Me either.
But I'm hoping I can sort of not stick to Luton Town, but maybe stick to something that I know. Do you know? Because it's been incredibly exciting. You just mentioned, obviously, you haven't got any ideas yet. Do you not know what you do for FM18 at all yet?
No, I've not even thought about it. Like, I have an idea for a beta save, but it's just maybe. I don't know. I've not properly thought about it. As I said, if I've got an idea, it'll be the last convenient point, i.e. 2 days before the full game's about to release. I'm sitting loading up every league, like just randomising until I find one that I like.
Is that how you actually come up with your saves then? You just sit there, obviously, and pretty much go through that sort of process? Is that what you do?
Well, funnily, do you remember my Plymouth save?
Yeah, the Plymouth Pilgrims, was it called? The Pilgrims? Sorry?
Yeah, the Pilgrimage.
That's the one, sorry.
What I did was... I, again, loaded up every league in the world. Just went through the teams and was just looking at the nicknames. I was like, can I make a series name out of one of these nicknames? And the Plymouth nickname are the Pilgrims. So I thought, there we go, the Pilgrimage. And then I just picked it.
So there was some great deep thought process behind picking Plymouth or Loop of Roma, just random.
Yeah, just random, like, like that team, like that name, like that badge. Yeah, I kind of like that kit as well. It's just, I don't feel a lot of thought should be put into it, especially if it's a lower league team. You pick one and you make their story for them.
I'm not gonna lie, that's an awesome idea. Just to sit there and do that. I mean, I had an idea for FM16 actually, which was to manage Blythe Spartan, just because I like the name Blythe Spartan.
I'm sure like a large percentage of Football Manager players have actually played as Blythe Spartans because of that name. Because
exactly.
So you have done it before. Everyone has.
I mean, even just the logo, which is like a Spartan helmet, it looks awesome. It looks awesome. So that was something, spoiler alert, that I was thinking of doing for FM18 as my long-term save, was to try and take Blythe Spartan from non-league to nowhere, because in FM16 I did see a few people try to replicate that and do something at FM16, so I never did it for that exact reason, but I haven't seen anyone do FM17, so I'm hoping come FM18 I can maybe try and do it there. Who knows? Who knows?
I just feel FM18 will be a large influx of journeyman saves, which I feel would be the completely wrong choice to do for anyone that's going to start doing Football Manager videos.
Fucking men, I agree.
Do not do a journeyman next year. If anyone who's watching, if you're going to do Football Manager, stay clear of a journeyman save.
They're going to be everywhere.
No, you won't understand how many people I've spoke to who said, oh yeah, I'm just going to do a journeyman next year. I was like, look, not beating around the bush, you're not going to emulate what Loki's done.
Of course.
You're not going to do it. And that's not taking anything away from anyone, because Loki's an evil genius. He's done it because he's put in a lot of effort, and it's because of who he is. No one has the same personality as Loki. No one has the same personality as anyone. But don't think that an idea is why he's gotten so successful. He's gotten so successful because of all of the background work he's done.
Yeah.
His personality, his style. That's all. That's a lot of things you need. It's not just like, I'll just jump from Iran to Belarus and I'll get loads of subs. It's not going to happen.
Especially in the very early days of a channel, because the chance of people wanting to watch that when there's so many of us out there. I mean, the reason why it's worked so well for Loki is because he was already on a reasonably large scale anyway. Similar to Lujo, people have found him naturally. You won't see many people starting off a channel as a journeyman, because how the hell are people going to find you?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's why, like I said, I'm not at that stage yet where I'd love to do a journeyman save one day. I really would. Yeah. But again, I don't think I'm at the stage in my YouTube career where I can afford to take, because it's a gamble. It is a gamble. I don't know if I can do that. So I have been thinking recently, after talking to a lot of the guys, because a lot of the guys I've spoken to all have ideas in mind for FM18 already, where I haven't thought about it at all. I'm still trying to get scripts at FM17. You know, so I have been thinking about FM18, and not once have I thought about doing a journeyman save. It hasn't crossed my mind in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Have you seen Loki Doki's recent tweets, etc., about his new upcoming series. Or even spoke about it on my show, the How to Be a YouTuber series. Have you seen them talk about that at all?
I saw the most recent tweet and I thought, what the fuck?
He told me he was going to do it, and we spoke, but I cut a lot of it out purely because there's quite a bit of spoilers in there. I didn't want to ruin it for people when it came to actually watching the series. But reading the tweets, it sounds fucking insane how much work he's done. You know, he recorded like 34 videos already for the series,
and he's still got another like fucking 600 to do.
It's insane.
Am I missing like 70 things that I need to be thinking about? Like, am I doing everything wrong?
That's what I thought. When I first saw that, I thought, fuck him, he's got like 80 videos lined up. That's probably like 75 videos of worth of stuff that I haven't actually done to help grow my channel.
And obviously, I've been obviously Loki's nuts about SEO. I am really into it as well. I just haven't gotten it nailed down yet. It's a lot of experimenting. It's really hard to get your head around. But I feel once Loki releases all these videos, see when people start to do what Loki's educating to do, that's gonna turn things a little bit bad, because if everyone starts doing the same thing, it just levels everyone out.
Do you think it may flood the market?
Not flood the market, but you see when Lelujo and Loki did their SEO video together.
Yeah.
Did you not notice how many titles changed out there and how many descriptions changed?
I did it.
Yeah, I did it.
I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I changed my thumbnail. I was a massive fan of Lelujo's How to Be a YouTuber series. I changed my thumbnail style after watching his thumbnails. I changed quite a few things. But you're right. You did see a lot more of the same. Like, I never had Let's Play in my title before. And after the Lelujo and Loki Doki spoke about, I thought, I'm going to do that from now on.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of stuff that goes in there. So although in hindsight it sounds great, and I suppose if you have everyone else doing the exact same thing, it sort of defeats the whole object of what you're doing in the first place to try and grow your channel, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're trying to beat other people to obviously the top of the search list. And obviously they have, or Loki I'm sure has, Let's Play, it's FM17. See, in the next Football Manager, if people start their title with Let's Play FM18, and Loki does the exact same, who do you think is going to be top of that?
Him, sadly.
Yeah, because his channel is more respected in terms of YouTube algorithm. So if everyone does Let's Play blah blah blah, they're not going to beat Loki Doki to it. The best thing is dominate your own keyword. Don't do Let's Play FM18. Do, like, obviously Loki could have gone for Let's Play Football Manager 2017, but I'm sure Work the Space does that.
Yeah.
That's his. So Loki went, alright, okay, I'll do something that other people still search for. FM17. And that's now his keyword. He dominates that one. So if you're a new creator, or you need to dominate your own keyword, make it yours, one that no one really searches. A lot of people still search for, but no one has it in their title or description. Make that yours, and then you start dominating lower keywords until you get to a respectable amount where you can start dominating the bigger ones.
And we've already spoken about your quick rise to fame in the FM community with getting 4,000 subscribers in a year. How did you help grow your channel to that extent? Was it using social media? Was it tags? I know you said you don't quite know, but was there anything that you did that may... I don't always give away your secrets. Was there anything that you did that may help other guys to grow their channel because you found something that worked for you uniquely, or do you just think you was in the right place at the right time? Not to, put down what you've done, but what do you think it was?
Well, it definitely wasn't social media, because I still don't use it to its full effect. I don't know. I mean, I think it's just, you need to be confident. You need to speak well. Otherwise, say if I'm playing a Football Manager series and I'm speaking like this, and what a goal! That was a triple overhead kick from the 60-yard line. Like, no one's gonna watch that. Like, be fun, be entertaining, be someone who you want to listen to, and people will enjoy what you're saying. Because most of the time, I don't know if you do it, but if I have a Football Manager video on, I'll have that in the background while I'm playing Football Manager. So it's better to sound good compared to not what you're doing, but if you sound good, people are more inclined to stay. Otherwise, if you have a bad quality mic, which I know that's a barrier that sometimes people can't get past, obviously it's financial, but if you are able to get good quality sounding microphone, then you will heighten your chances to do well. Because I remember that right at the start of my channel, my very first episode, I had this Blue Nova, which I'm using just now because I've had it for previous channels. So people were surprised at my quality when I first started, because I had 1080p 60 FPS videos with good quality mic. So I think that helped it. Straight from the word go, my quality was as high as it could be in terms of video and audio. So I feel you're better doing that.
And with regard to your comments about audio, that's something that always aggravates me.
Yeah.
When I watch a YouTube, and when the video, I've had cases where my video quality, for whatever reason, may be a bit naff because I might put the microphone in the wrong place, or whatever. But when you get that really bad, crackly crap sound, you can buy a snowball for 50 quid. I mean, some people can't afford 50 quid outright, but put £10 a month aside or £20 a month, it will take you a couple months to save up. So, in my opinion, there's no real reason for having a shitty microphone. Do you know what I mean? There just isn't. But have you ever thought about going down the avenue of face cam? Would that be something you'd ever want to do, or are you going to stick away from that?
Once, do I want to announce it now, or do I want to announce it on my own channel? I'll just say it here. Football Manager 2018 is when you'll see my mug.
We have another exclusive. We had it with Wolfie. We've now got it with Keepers. Wow.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know why. Okay, the reason why I haven't done this, I'm gonna make this my own video on my channel as well. Why I don't show my face. It's not like I'm fucking Jekyll and Hyde or I'm a wee rodent.
Have you seen my face? Have you seen my fucking face, Jesus? I'm only Brad Pitt, for fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean?
It's not that. It's not because I'm like self-conscious of the way I look. It's just in terms of people knowing that it's me, and getting comments in real life about it and stuff like that. It's something that I wouldn't get really awkward about it, but I'd get quite uncomfortable. Yeah. I
mean, if you had to look at what your good and your bad points were regarding YouTube and even Football Manager, what would you say they are?
Good points would be I speak fluently. Well, fluidly or fluently? Fluidly.
Good start.
Fluidly. Yeah, like when I'm not not-nervous when I speak.
There's not a lot of ums, and I sometimes get ums in my video. You don't hear a lot of ums and not a lot of dead air on your videos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's not. The only time where there's dead air in my videos is because obviously that's the way I edit. I'll say one thing, then I'll stop, and then I'll go to another point in Football Manager, then start talking again.
You're not Loki Doki.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to mention Loki is just hit start, records for however long, hits finish. So, but when I do speak, it's quite fluid. Like it just kind of flows. I think that's one of my main points that I quite like about it.
What about your bad points?
Obviously, I feel like I get a bit repetitive a little bit. I don't really know what else. Obviously, I'm not 100% great at the game. I'm not a tactical genius at it, so I feel that lets it down a little bit. I feel if I was a lot better at the game, I'd enjoy it a lot more. But then at the same time, if you aren't fantastic at it, that's really what makes it entertaining half the time, because that's where you create a story where it's ups and downs rather than here's me winning a game and here's me winning for the rest of the season.
It's very early days because FM18 is a good 5-6 months away.
Yeah.
But do you have any wish lists or anything you'd like to add to the game or change in the game for FM18 at all?
I would like new kits every year.
Really? So like the computer automatically recreates a new kit for you?
I feel I would like that as an option.
Yeah.
Where
that's pretty cool idea, actually. It's pretty cool idea.
Either automatic or you get to do it yourself.
I like that. I'm
trying to think what else. Sort keepers out. That's not me. Sort goalkeepers out. Don't sort me out. I'll sort myself out. Sort the goalkeepers out because obviously they have a mind of their own. It's just a lot of game mechanics stuff. They improve it every year, or they improve it. I'm doing air quotations right now.
I've tweeted Football Manager and Sports Insider and Miles before numerous video clips that I've taken of me playing Football Manager and stupid goals I've conceded, and they've gone, yeah, but that's what happens in real life. I've gone, yeah, but if you look at the dates, these are all the space of about 2 weeks where my goalkeeper's gone to kick the ball and missed it, or my defender has gone to runs, get the ball in defence and just stop running while then the striker runs through a goal. And it just seems to me that although the game, and I think the game is improving every year, I genuinely believe that, the goalkeepers are getting worse every year. I don't know what's happening there. I mean, are they neglecting the match engine to focus on the social media side of things and all that sort of stuff? Because to me, that's what it feels like. Because one of the things going for Football Manager back in the day was the match engine for me felt so damn good.
Yeah.
Apart from the occasional corner glitch, etc., that you found, but you can find that in any game where you can find the occasional glitch in that. You do get them, but they can easily be patched out if you can be bothered. But just over the last sort of 2 years, I think the goalkeepers have got, I think defending has got progressively worse, and I don't know why that is, and it really bothers me about the game, because I genuinely think the game is so close to being a really fucking top class game, but it lets itself down in such a magnificent fucking way by dodgy goalkeeping and stupid defenders. Aggravating.
Yeah, but watch this space when Football Manager 2018 comes out. 100% the goalkeepers, you won't be able to score.
I was just going to say that.
They can't find a good medium to go, oh, this is broke. Here it's now impenetrable. You can't score. Like, that's not what I want.
I just want a real football game. That's all.
I just want a nice balanced medium, not absolutely catastrophic or you're never scoring. Like, I want a nice balance where it's actually reflective of real life football, rather than, oh, here's your. I don't know if you ever had this before, but I think it was last year's Football Manager. You could score a penalty and it would go into the net, but it would say you missed.
Really? I've not seen that. Has that happened?
Really? Oh, that's happened to me. I think twice it's happened to me. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, and it's just one of those times where it's like, you just can't have to live with it. Oh, hey, what another thing. Here's another thing. Okay, so I have an offline, say, with Ajax, and I have a left winger who, if I could show you his stats, he's a regen. He's unbelievable. Like, unrealistically fantastic. The media describe him as a world-class winger. So I was going into the Champions League final, 9th season in, first ever Champions League final. He has, to this point, played 30 caps for Holland. The week before the Champions League final, he was called up for the under-21s, and he played with them instead of the Champions League final. I then lost the Champions League final 2-1. And I'm like, you are a world-class winger. You've played with the first team in Netherlands. You're about to go into the Champions League final. And you play for the under-21s. I was fuming. I was like, how?
Did you stop and restart the game?
No. Because no matter, like, I didn't want to. I was like, I wish that I was able to load to the point before he was called up so I could make the instruction of, do not call this guy up. But I just left. I thought, I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm just gonna admit defeat and admit that this world-class winger has just made a really horrible mistake. It's just stuff like that. Like, that doesn't happen in real life. You don't see Lionel Messi going for the Argentina under-21s because he's going in for the World Cup final.
So now, we asked you earlier in the icebreaker question, are you a console or PC gamer? And you chose a console gamer, first of all. Now, I heard you mention Xbox. Have you always been an Xbox fan, or have you chopped and changed between the two like some people have?
Yeah, it was chopped and changed. Well, it was one or the other, because I have two older brothers, and the brother just above me, I was really close with him. He'd always play consoles together. So he first got the Xbox 360. Not first, that wasn't our first ever console, but when online gaming was about, Xbox 360 was the first one we had. And then I went on to get a PS3, and then he went on to get the PS4, and then I switched over to Xbox One. So it was kind of like we did a crisscross with each other. So I started off PlayStation, now I'm Xbox. He started off Xbox, now he's PlayStation.
What's your favourite ever console?
Ooh, I don't know. I kind of want to say the Xbox One, but the N64 is up there for me, despite I was very young at the time.
Do you have a game on there specifically that springs to mind that you really enjoy playing, apart from Mario Kart?
Oh, I don't know if you have it. Banjo-Kazooie.
I remember Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah, I remember Banjo-Kazooie.
I actually have a poster in my room of a Banjo-Kazooie. It's just a Banjo-Kazooie poster.
Really?
It's by far one. After this, I'll send you a photo on Twitter of the poster. I'll show it. honestly one of the best games of all time. I love it.
So moving on now to football, my man. Now you are an avid Celtic fan, of course, and your knowledge of Celtic is quite frankly fucking astounding. The amount of detail you go into when it comes to talking about your players. Yeah. How did your love of Celtic come about?
So it's actually it's kind of an interesting story. You wouldn't believe it, but my dad is a Rangers fan.
Really?
Yeah. So that came about because my dad's side of the family were Rangers, my mum's side were Celtic. Obviously, mum doesn't care about football, so that wasn't ever really a massive issue. And I've moved house now, but at our old house, we lived next door to my mum's side of the family. So we lived next door to my Granna, my mum's mum. So we were obviously really close to them compared to my dad's side of the family. So it was really my oldest brother, who's like 25 now. He really got the choice of you're either Celtic or you're Rangers. So he made the decision of Celtic, and so then the brother below him was Celtic, and I was Celtic as well.
What's your views on the SPL this season? How do you feel? Obviously, I know you've won the league by quite some distance. What's your views on the SPL and the standard? Because you hear quite a lot of people slagging off the SPL about the lack of quality there. You see the football week in, week out. Most people saying that don't see the football.
No, of course
they just go by the fact that Celtic are pretty damn fucking good, have a pretty awesome team, run away with it. What's your views on the style of football? Is it as bad as people make it out to be?
No, honestly, it's not. It's one of the most physical leagues in the world. It's unbelievably physical. So that's why you see players like I love talking about this. When Joey Barton was coming up, and he was like, I'm gonna walk the league. I've Scott Brown's not on my level, and he came up and he just couldn't keep up.
He got battered, didn't he?
Fell on his arse.
That was funny. That was funny.
One of my top moments of my whole life in football. Joey Barton coming up and getting shown up is up there with one of the most favourite moments.
Didn't you smash him like 5-0 or something like that when he played?
We've played Rangers. I don't know how many times this season now. Maybe 5 or 6. I don't know specifically, but first game we played them, we thrashed them 5-1, and the most recent game we thrashed them 5-1 at their ground. In between then, we've won all the other games and drawn against them once. But in terms of the standard of football, people don't. I don't get it. Why would you offer your opinion on a league that you don't watch?
Agreed.
I feel it's ridiculous. And it's just, I feel obviously there's a stigma around it of people will make those comments just to be that unfunny guy who loves to make the same man Anku playing that league comment. And you wouldn't believe obviously I know the standard of football is not great. Like it's not, your top 5 league style, but it's not as bad as what people say.
Would you like to see yourself take a step down to the Premiership, wherever it may be, or would you quite happily stay where you are?
I'd stay where I am. And when I say that, people are like, oh, you just want to stay where you are so you can keep it easy. No, I'd rather just stay where I am and continue doing what we're doing. I like getting into Champions League, and I like going to other grounds in Scotland. If we move down, it's not as if I'm going to go down to London and go to an away game. Like I want to stay up here. And I do believe that if we did go down to England, obviously in a fantasy world where we would start in the Prem, within 10 years we would be up there with one of the best.
How do you think you'd fare in the Premier League? How do you think you'd fare, honestly?
This season?
Yeah.
We wouldn't get relegated anyway.
Do you think let's say that, so over the summer, the Scottish Premier League go, look, you guys are too fucking good, fuck off down to England. How do you think you'd fare in the SPL, in the EPL from, say, next season? Do you think you'd be like a mid-table team, or?
So let's say if the announcement was made today.
Yeah.
And it was made and then we had the whole summer transfer window.
Correct.
Either in mid-table or maybe just below it.
I think if you guys were to ever come to England with the size of the club Celtic is, you could attract some fucking huge. I'm not talking Messi or Ronaldo, of course, but I think you could attract some huge players with the crowds you've got and the history of the club. If that was to ever happen, I think Celtic could generally sign some massive. I think people would be surprised. I think a lot of people don't know about SPL. Generally, don't have a clue about how big a club Celtic really are.
And that's why people sometimes come across with ridiculous statements, because they don't realise just how big we are. We are massive.
I mean, do you have any sympathy for Glasgow Rangers and where I know you probably hate Rangers like I hate Watford, but obviously Rangers had quite a spectacular fall from grace to say the least.
Yeah.
So was there any part of you that felt sorry, or do you think it was fucking hilarious like most Celtic fans did?
I didn't find it hilarious, but I have zero sympathy for what they did. 100% not. No sympathy whatsoever. I never will have. If you're just you're blatantly cheating to win titles. I'm in the camp of they should have those titles stripped away for their cheating that they did. That's like if, let's say, if a team was match fixing throughout a full season, and they get found out, they would get their title stripped. You need to do that for any team that have cheated, no matter how long ago it was. It was unbelievable. They caused so many Celtic players to not win medals because of their blatant cheating.
I think this is also where people's lack of knowledge about the SPL comes into effect. A lot of people think, how did they cheat? What did they do to cheat? And people think it's just a case of they didn't pay their taxes, so they got fucking thingy bob. And that's so fucking far from true. It's unreal, it really is. And that's the shame, because people just think a club like Rangers, they just didn't pay their taxes. It's out of order. They should be allowed to stay in the SPL. It's ignorance. It's ignorance at best. It really is.
I know. People just think, we just ignored tax for a couple of years. It wasn't. It was just a loophole that they found, which they thought would work. And the same loophole got offered to Celtic, and they were close to doing it.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah, the same. It was a thing that was going about where a lot of clubs were knowing about this loophole of EBTs, and a lot of clubs were thinking about it. And I know in particular, Fergus McCann, who is high up in Celtic, thought, nope, not going to do it. It's not something we want to be involved in. And I'm glad that we didn't, because otherwise we could be where Rangers are just now.
I genuinely had no idea that was the case.
Mm-hmm. And I'm certain that not a lot of clubs will talk about it, but I'm sure at that time, when it was first coming about, a lot of owners will have known about EBTs, but they decided not to go for it because of how fraudulent it is, blatantly fraudulent it is.
I mean, that's a very interesting topic to hear about. I'm not going to lie to you, I would love to delve into that a little bit more, maybe sometime in the future, because again, we probably get a lot of people who don't know anything about the SPL in any way, shape or form. And like you said, a lot of people who talk about the SPL or talk about the Bundesliga or talk about La Liga or whatever it may be, it's more because of what the fucking press say. And my advice is to sit down and actually watch the football. Hibernian are a very good team. I think they just got promoted, haven't they, up to the Premiership? You know, running the Scottish League Cup or FA Cup last season was pretty fucking big as well.
Yeah, beat Rangers 3-2.
It'd be good to see them back up there next season. They've got some good players there as well, some very good players.
Yeah, they do. Apparently Celtic are in for one of their best players, the centre midfield, John McGinn, who I actually have in my Celtic save on YouTube. People don't realise the amount of passion that's in Scottish football. Like, it's not anything bad towards the Premier League, but there is a significant less amount of passion in the Premier League.
I agree.
It's annoying to see. You have massive stadiums. You all love football. Why not showcase it? You can in a Premier League match, it's that quiet. You can actually hear the ball being kicked about, just a wee short pass. You can hear the ball being kicked. You shouldn't need to hear that. You should be hearing people singing 90 minutes non-stop. And that's what I love about Scottish football. That's what you get if you go to a game at Celtic Park. It's non-stop chants for 90 minutes. Amazing. Especially with the new standing section. It's unbelievable. I think it's good about Scottish football. You can tell, obviously we don't have the massive pot of TV money that all other leagues get. You can tell that the players are playing there just want to play football. They just want to have a good game, whereas sometimes in the Premier League you see a lot of players, it looks like they just play for themselves, which is a shame to see. I
mean, the fact that you guys have such a fucking good record against the likes of Barcelona in the Champions League shows you just how much of a good team Celtic really are. Because your record against Barcelona over the last, 5, 6, 7 years?
Oh, the amount of times we've played them is ridiculous.
I mean, you've been in the same groups, is it 3 times or is it more than that you've been in the group stage? I think it's 2 or 3 times.
We've been in the group stage loads of times, but in terms of progressing past the group stage, in the Champions League, we have gone past the group stage twice.
Yeah.
One with Gordon Strachan and one with Neil Lennon, which was 2012, which was the year we beat Barcelona 2-1. Went to play Juventus and got absolutely shagged rotten. But it didn't. That's another thing. We were getting humped off Juventus, but you can see videos in the Juventus stadium of Celtic fans still singing and dancing 80 minutes in when we're getting beat, because we don't care. We're just there for the party.
Was that the season when Fraser Foster was there, who's now at Southampton?
Yeah, unbelievable goalkeeper. One of the best I've seen.
I remember because that's when he was getting called up to English squad, wasn't it? When he was at Celtic, and people were criticising that as well, saying how could he get called up for such a poor league? But that game against Barcelona, I remember that game vividly. Barcelona versus Celtic. He just how much of a fucking worldie he had in that game. It was out of this world.
Actually, getting goosebumps thinking about it. He was that good. Oh, after this is done, I'm gonna go watch the highlights again. I remember being there, and it was just rocking. Oh, I love it.
Who is your favourite ever Celtic player, apart from Henrik Larsson, probably?
Obviously I wasn't alive, but Jinky Johnson is up there. You might not know about him, but he's known officially as the greatest ever Celtic player.
Really?
Yeah. If you look into him as a player, back in obviously when we won the Champions League, defenders were terrified of him. He played right wing as an inside forward type of player, and he'd run rings in and out of everybody. He was unbelievable. People called him the wizard on the wing. Oh, he was unbelievable. But this season is Kieran Tierney. He's our left back. Unbelievable player.
We hear that he could be leaving the summer.
No,
the rumours are United want him.
Not happening. I'm telling you right now.
Do you think you can keep him?
He's too smart for that.
Do you think so?
Yep, too smart to leave right now. He's not leaving.
Because we hear, obviously, we've seen before a lot of Scottish players try and come down, and obviously some have worked, some haven't. One of the more famous ones was Barry Ferguson. Came down, absolutely ended up in League One with Blackpool. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But then you've got other guys that have come down and done reasonably well. Gary Naismith done relatively well at Everton. You've got, who else have you got? There's another one who plays for Hull. What's his name?
Andy Robertson.
Snodgrass as well.
Snodgrass as well, yeah. Snodgrass. He was at, I want to say either Hamilton or Livingston he was at. I can't remember.
So there's a couple of good players that come down there. But have you got anybody, maybe Dembele, that you think might go in the summer, or do you think you can keep the core of that team?
In the past couple of days, Dembele actually came out and said, I'm staying here for another season.
That'd be great.
Which is, he's come out and said that before. Him and his agent have come out and said that they think moving to Celtic was the best choice. Because I think that people don't or players don't tend to realise this is probably one of the best developing clubs you can be at, because you're guaranteed games, you're guaranteed a quality manager, and you've guaranteed European football. Not guaranteed, but we will be in European football a lot of the seasons.
Do you know what I find amazing? How little money we've heard about. I mean, they were talking 20-30 million pound, which to me seems unbelievably low for the talent he looks like he could be.
Dembele.
Yeah, when you see how much people are playing for the likes of fucking Ross McCormack, with £12 million,
geez.
And then you're thinking Dembele is only being worth double that allegedly, because I just think it's mad. 20-30 million pound. This guy looks like an absolute beast of a player. You've got another young player. What's his name? There's another young lad. He's 14 years old, isn't he?
Oh, Karamoko Dembele.
That's another one.
Yeah,
that's another one. Rumours are Barcelona and Real Madrid want him as well, don't they? Apparently.
Yeah, but in terms of that, you just need to wait until he's older, because at 14 you could be running rings around anyone at that age.
Like a Cherno Sambo.
Yeah, exactly. You just need to. I'd say you need to wait until he's 18 before you can make a proper decision. But it's up to him whether he wants to be smart or not. If he wants to actually make something his career or leave.
And what do you think about your main man, Brendan Rodgers?
I'd marry him now if I could.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I love him so much. Hopefully my girlfriend doesn't watch this. I doubt she will. Just because actually she knows already. Whenever he comes on the TV, he's like, "Oh look, there's your boyfriend." I was like, "I know."
You start dribbling a little bit.
Yeah.
Is he your favourite Celtic manager that you've that's been around in your lifetime?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the ones that obviously in terms of the Martin O'Neill era, I don't remember so well, but in terms of the bigger ones of Strachan, Neil Lennon, Ronnie Dyler, Rodgers,
Tony Mowbray.
Oh, fuck off, Tony Mowbray. Can't stand him. Oh, that was bad.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, Tony Mowbray's a Celtic. What the fuck's happened there?
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? That was a random one.
That was a dark time.
Ronnie Dyler was another random one. He was another random one. I don't know what the fuck happened there.
No idea. I was actually a big Ronnie Dyler fan until at the very end. Yep, loved him. I didn't love him, but I liked what he was about. He could talk a really good game. He just couldn't implement it. He was very, very intelligent, but
wasn't he highly thought of in Norway? In Norway, he's very highly thought of, wasn't he?
He completely transformed Strømgodset in Norway from relegation, and he won the league in the next 2 years. He completely transformed him, but he just couldn't. He couldn't get it right up here.
I tell you, you need to do a podcast about Celtic or some sort of show
I
because
could talk about it all day if I could.
you're clearly a very knowledgeable man and you clearly know what you're talking about. So
I've
it's refreshing to hear how passionate you're getting just talking about it.
Yeah, it's good.
Do you get to go to many games?
I've got a season ticket, yeah.
Oh, have you really?
I've had since as long as I can remember. Yeah, I've been going for, I don't know, more than 10 years now.
What's your first ever Celtic game? Do you remember?
I don't remember the score, but I'm convinced that it was against Hibs.
Yeah.
Convinced. I don't remember the score though.
And what's your favourite Celtic game you've been to?
Celtic, Barcelona, 2-1. Or we drew 3 each with Inter Milan.
Yeah.
Well, not last season. 2 seasons ago maybe.
Yeah.
Last minute goal to get a draw. It was like a slight overhead kick from John Guidetti, and it was unbelievable. But the Barcelona game, up there with one of the best. Because I was just, I remember it so well.
Do you think Rangers can ever come back to be a bit of a force in the squad, or do you think they're a spent force now?
In the next, give it 3 seasons and they'll be up, giving us a better challenge than what they are now. They won't be beating us. They won't be winning the league, but they'll be mounting a bigger challenge in the next 3 to 4 seasons, I think.
Can anybody rival you in the immediate future, maybe next season? Anybody think can actually give you a real run for your money, or do you think we're just too good?
No, you can't beat unbeaten, which is what we will be after Sunday. We'll be invincibles after Sunday, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
You might just jinx yourself.
Huh? I've tried not to say it.
This gets aired on Monday or Tuesday, so I might have to put a bit of things in. And this is the moment keepers knew he fucked up. Do you know what I mean? So I might have to add that bit in. Hopefully not. Well, there we go, boys and girls. Another episode of Ben Meets over. And quite frankly, a highly enjoyable one. I truly enjoy talking about Celtic with keepers. It's a very enjoyable topic, talking about how he became a Celtic fan, the Rangers Celtic divide his household. I'm sure his dad has never looked at the same again. But if you want to give yourself a shout out, my friend, with your social media, if you want to talk about your save as well, you're more than welcome to.
Well, on Twitter, I'm at Keepers Official, so you can follow me on there. I think that's the best place if you want to have a chat with me. I'm open to talk to anyone, as long as you're not being a big creep, then that's fine. But in terms of my saves, obviously we've spoke before. I've got one with Lupa Roma, who are a very low team in Italy right now. I think they're actually going to get relegated into Serie D. But for me, we are 9 seasons in. So if you want to figure out where we are 9 seasons in, then it's over on my channel. And I also do a series with Celtic called Reliving 67, which 1967 was the year Celtic won the European Cup. And so I do a save where I'm trying to get back to that point. Very unlikely I'll do it, but at least I can die trying.
Well, you guys have watching me, Ben DPB. Thank you all for your love and support. If you haven't already, make sure you smash that like button. And don't forget either to tick that subscribe button too. My man Keepers, I'm going to link him in the description below. I'm pretty sure 99.9% if you follow him already. If you don't, you're missing out, trust me. But head on over there, check out his Celtic save, check out his Lupa Roma save. I promise you won't be disappointed. But don't forget, before we go, Diolch.